Welcome to my room. We're continuing Silent Hill 2 Remake. And I just spent, before we get started, dude, I spent so many hours trying to get my mic adjusted here. Because I wanted to sound, I wanted to at least be listenable. You know what I mean? Like, I listen back to my videos and like they make me sick. This condenser mic picks up every fucking sound. Like, if there was a person in this room with me, they would be like probably at most, like if the closest they would be is like 6 feet away from me. You know, you don't normally talk to somebody and they're right here unless it's somebody you're really intimate with and you're like laying in bed talking to each other. People aren't like this. They're usually at least 6 feet, if not more. At least like 6 or more feet away from you. And they aren't hearing the sound of your tongue inside of your mouth, hitting your teeth and the roof of your mouth and the sound of your lips. But this fucking mic picks all that shit up. And it makes me fucking sick. And it's driving me nuts. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it. And like, one of the issues is it's a condenser mic. And just due to its design, it picks all that shit up really fucking well. So I spent hours just now, like trying all these different tools and then adjusting a bunch of settings, and then the latency was a fucking problem. But I think I've got it at least to where it's improved. It's at least significantly improved. Let me just double check everything's enabled before we continue. Yes. Okay. Good. Let's let me do this. Okay. And now we're going to do this. And we're going to go to the game. I adjusted my little camera window here. Hopefully it looks all right. I changed a bunch of settings earlier today because I'm experimenting. Let me get started. And I'll talk about some stuff here while we play the game. My throat's getting sore from testing this for so long, I think. All right, so first, I've done a bunch of stuff. Let me start with, I'm gonna walk outside here. I feel like I need to go out in the fresh air, out in the daylight, to talk about this. Okay. So I have audio plugins on this computer for doing audio work. And I happen to have, well, I have a bunch of different tools. And so I was trying all different shit. I turned off the plugin that I was using to help like refine my voice a little. It was doing a little bit of like EQ and saturation, and just a tiny little bit of compression, and it had a de-esser. I might still look into the de-esser because I turned all that stuff off. And I'm just using my channel strip and my compressor that like my real outboard gear. I'm like, you know what? I think it sounds good. Let's just use that. We don't need to overdo it with a bunch of extra shit. And then I'm using a multi-band like noise suppressor that helps get rid of the AC, because the AC makes so much fucking noise. And that causes problems. Sometimes it cuts my words off. Certain, like if I talk quietly or I sigh or I breathe, and sometimes when I breathe, it's like to make a point, like, you know, you'd be like, and it cuts that off half the fucking time. It probably just did. So it has a few issues, but it helps deal with the AC noise. But the mouth noises that this fucking mic picks up was like the biggest issue. Well, I found a tool that I think is helping. hopefully it's improved. I have this tool called RX, and it's like a post-production suite of tools for like professional audio editing. It's a standalone program that has extremely powerful, robust tools. I don't use it that much. It's just, I typically don't have a use for it, but every once in a while I have, and I happen to have it. So it has like a plug-in version. Like you can run some of the modules that are in RX separately as plugins. And there's a plugin in there that does like, it helps it reduces mouth sounds. It's literally made for that. And when I first started using it, it was adding almost three seconds, not milliseconds, 3 seconds of latency. That's what it was. I'm like, I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I'm like, it sounds way better now, but it's unusable because when I would talk, you wouldn't hear my words for 3 seconds after I said them. And I couldn't fix it. Anyway, like there's a like a latency compensation in OBS, but it wouldn't go far enough to compensate for that. But there's a low latency mode in the plugin that I'm using. It's not working quite as well, but now it's usable. So I've got that going on. So that was like the first thing that I spent like hours fucking getting set up. Because I didn't just start with it, right? That's what I ended up using after a bunch of experimentation. And then getting it to work took a while to work the way I needed it to. The other thing, I don't know if you probably can't see it, but I have a different controller. I have been battling this piece of shit, like trash tier controller. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It's supposed to be an amazing controller. It's so good. It's good with the Switch. And the Switch sucks. And it doesn't work for shit with anything else. Any other Bluetooth controller in the fucking world, like the whole planet, would work flawlessly with my setup here. Except this Switch controller. Because it's Nintendo. And they don't want you to have a good time with anything but their products. So the thing, it is a battle every time I go to use that. I have had to make so many compromises with that thing and find so many workarounds for like every single application. Like I finally got the damn thing to work with this game, but I had to plug it in with USB and I had to turn off the motion, like the rumble, so it wouldn't vibrate anymore, which takes away a ton of the fucking like atmosphere and like that immersion. And then I also had to turn off the whatever the feature's called in Steam that like remaps the buttons appropriately. I had to make so many compromises with that piece of shit to make it work with this game. However, I wanted to try playing some emulators. I'm working behind the scenes to get some emulators going so that we can have some separate videos on my channel where we play retro games from time to time. And I wanted to try emulation because it's going to work better for me with this setup here. I don't have a good way to capture my real consoles currently. So we're going to try emulation soon, and I've been working on getting that set up. And that Switch Pro controller wasn't working with fucking any of my emulators. And I had to jump through so many hoops to make that thing work. And I got so fucking frustrated. I went through one of my boxes of stuff. You know, I have a lot of stuff I've kept over the years. And I happen to have this old Xbox 360 PC controller that's wireless that I bought like fucking 20 years ago, damn near it. And I didn't use it anymore because it stopped working. The little receiver that it has wasn't working anymore. I tried like a fix that's working, but I don't know for how long. There was like a component inside the receiver that went bad, and I just bridged it with solder. It's like I watched like a YouTube video with some guy doing that, saying like, dude, it fucking works fine, don't worry about it. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna try it. So I just fucking bridged this like little fucking component that wasn't working, and now the receiver's working. And then the right button wasn't working consistently, and that was another problem with it. So I happened to have an old can of contact cleaner in a cabinet, and we'll get going with this here in a minute. And I used that contact cleaner to spray into the controller for one of the buttons that wasn't working, and now it's actually working. So I had to go through a lot of bullshit to get this thing to work. But now, like, this old 20-year-old Xbox 360 controller is working like 1,000 times better than that like $100 modern Switch Pro controller that should work flawlessly, but absolutely does fucking not. All right, let's go back in here. So between the controller and then my microphone, I've been and then trying to get emulators to work. I've been kind of busy trying to get all this shit to work, because we're probably going to finish this game up in a few days. And I want to try some other stuff, so I'm working behind the scenes. Let's pick that up. It says music box. Room 312. We'll see how well I do with this controller. It does feel a little different in my hands. It doesn't have the same premium feel to it. You know, one of these days, someday, I want to get a nice fucking controller for this computer. What's this? Mr. James Sunderland. Regarding the videotape you left in your room during your last stay, I'm glad to inform you that we have recovered the item and moved it to the employee section on the first floor. The tape is stored within the hotel safe to be returned to you at your earliest convenience. Okay. My plan was to actually do this a couple of hours ago. It's been a battle. Every single thing, every step of the way seems to be a battle. What was that? Man, this feels so much better than that hellhole we were in. Oh. Hopefully everything's working okay now. Looks like another puzzle of some kind. Oh, it opens that. Okay, I don't know what the hell those are. Look at that. The plants in here are healthy and alive. Every other area we've been to, right? Like all the plants are dead. Every fucking one of them. Except for, and I called it out when I saw it, and I'll bet you there were more that I didn't notice. But I saw 2 areas in the game that had healthy green potted plants in areas where everything else was dead. And it, like, it caught my eye, like I mentioned it when I was playing the game. Like, what the fuck? Like, everywhere else, potted plants by like people's doorsteps and shit are just like completely dead. Like, they look like they've been dead for years. There was a spot early in the beginning of the game in my very first video playing this PC version where I saw a potted plant that was healthy and green next to somebody's garage. And it looked like it was freshly potted, and there was a watering can next to it. And the plant looked different than all the other plants in the area. And I'm like, that's weird. That really stands out. What's the story behind that? And then later on, I can't remember now. It might have been in my 3rd video. I'm not entirely sure. It was maybe even the 4th video. We were walking out in the town with Maria, and there was like behind a building out in the town where everything else was dead. There was this one healthy potted plant that was like green. It looked like somebody was taking care of it. And it caught my eye. I'm like, what the fuck? That's never the case here. Everything's decayed and it's been dead for years, it looks like. What's the story with that one? Here, all of these look good.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did. I guess I deserved it, huh? The fart face that I am.
Maybe. Then again, maybe you're not so bad. Just annoying.
Uh-huh. So, you got any other things planned? I think I saw a dark room back there you could lock me up in.
No. I think you've had enough. For now.
Well, that's reassuring.
Besides, I need your help finding Mary. She's here. Isn't she? Come on, tell me.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
Wait. So there really is a letter?
Oh. Yeah. Want to read it? Just don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She's our nurse. I, took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please, give him a chance. It's true, he can be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much. But underneath, he's a really sweet person. I love you, Laura. I love you like my very own daughter. I wish things were different. I wish we could be happy together. like we talked about. Even so, I know you will have a good life. You're a strong, smart, beautiful girl. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend, Mary.
Laura. How old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
That means... Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. She also talked a lot about you, you know? She even...
What? What is it?
Well, there kind of was this other letter. I think the one was for you. The envelope had your name on it.
Did you read it?
I wanted to. This one time, I almost did. Figured you didn't deserve to have it. But then I thought, Mary wouldn't want me to keep it from you. So I just sort of kept it for you. Here.
It's empty. Laura, there's nothing in it.
What? But I didn't take it. I swear.
Well, where is it then?
I must have lost it. I gotta find it.
Laura!
And she runs off again. How did she get here, by the way? Like, I had to row here on a boat. How the hell did she get here? Look at this room. There's like flowers, hanging baskets. Some music. Yeah, the thumbsticks on this thing feel a little off. But otherwise, it's working a lot better.
Laura.
Oh, there's a key. Oh shit. Hey, something's not right here. Oh, here we go. I'm like, yeah, why is there no vibration? Like, I tested it in Steam ahead of time and it worked there. Let's try this. Hopefully it doesn't crash it or something like it did with the fucking Switch Pro controller. It literally caused the game to fucking crash. Like, that's why I originally had it off. Check this room out. There's that blue fucking shirt again that we keep seeing. Remember that strange book you found earlier? Some very odd-looking man came in a few hours back, claimed it belonged to him. Honestly, I didn't feel like arguing. I wanted to be through with him as soon as I could, so I gave it to him. I'm not sure how he even knew it was... I'm gonna guess it says here. I'm gonna have to click on this. Where the hell was I? I'm not sure how he even knew it was here. I don't think he was ever a guest here. I would have remembered. Can't get it out of my head. Well, that's kind of weird. Oh, we've seen some of these symbols, haven't we? Like the 3 circles in the center. They were part of the weird symbols that we saw, like on a wall, like behind wallpaper in that room that Maria was like, oh, what a nice cozy room. And James was like, something's wrong with this room. We should leave. We came back to it later in the game. And I'm pretty sure that room had like torn wallpaper and it had a symbol like that on behind the wallpaper. And then that thing on the left, it's like a circle with 2 little, it almost looks like huge eyebrows or something. That looks a lot like the symbol from Twin Peaks. Huh. And then the eyes. I feel like I've seen those a couple times. It's like, well, what the fuck? What's that about? It's like the first time we've heard anything about a weird book, and a strange man. Could that have been the director? That guy looked kind of strange. He really stood out. Wait, didn't they say there was something of mine in here? I thought they said they put my... Oh, it's in a safe. Is there a safe in here? Oh, look, it's a teddy bear. Haven't we seen that before? Okay, whatever. Let's go through this door. Oh, wow. The controller's vibrating. I haven't felt that in so long that it's kind of intense. It's pretty fucking dark in here. So things definitely look a little different now. Still, this is like 1,000 times better. This is so much better than the last few areas. Got some interesting sound design. I started working on some new sound design myself. I mentioned like I want to try to make something like once a week. I'm going to try to do that. And I've got something coming along. Actually. Okay, let's go out here. You bastard. You like that, honey? You bitch. God damn it. Can't believe dude, I used so much ammo up in that last area. It's a good thing that I go out of my way to look for it, and I hoard it the best I can. There's more areas here to explore, but let's go in here. This is kind of calling to us. Man, this place is not bad. Compared to what we've been through. It's like the nicest looking area we've seen the whole fucking game. Little dust here and there. Shit, there's a crawl space. Okay. This controller is really vibrating. It's that fucking bear again. That's weird. actually pretty... Go! No! Damn it! I was gonna say I'm actually pretty uncomfortable. This place is a little more unsettling than I initially expected. In loving memory of Sean Mitchell, the family regret to inform you of his passing. Did I come through here? I think so. I think this is where I came from. Yeah. Okay. Did we miss something? Oh yeah, we can keep going this way. Ah! Jesus! God damn. Wait a minute. But didn't I come over here already and unlock this? You little shit. $107. Sunrise Wing. I don't know where that is. I've seen these little colored pencils more than once. Hedera helix seems to have some kind of past separate from the rest of the plants. Oh, separate from the rest of the plants, or they'll all die. Oh, looks like they died. Shit. He's back again. Come get it. Ah, damn it. You know what? Maybe I go this way. Welcome back. Maybe that key I got was for the second floor? Oh, Sunset Wing. Okay. No? I have a key. Maybe this way. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit. My memory playing this game on PS5 was always that, like, anytime I went into one of these rooms with a save, I was safe. But I have had enemies come into these rooms on this PC version multiple times. What the hell's this? Stalwarts to the end. Okay. I suppose I'll save it here. Let me see. I'll save it here. The one who soared. Oh, man. Fuck. Dude. Can you imagine that shit? Being put in a fucking arena like that? With angry fucking animals like that, dude. And I guess somebody throwing spears at you? Fuck. What kind of fucking painting is that? Revelations. I've seen this book multiple times in this game. Pets Under the Garden. I don't know what that is. Wait. Oh, I can move. Okay, I need a fourth book. Pride Before the Fall. Dude, I don't know where they fucking go. Isn't that how they're arranged in the painting? That's what it looks like. Or is it supposed to mirror it? Maybe. Still no? Huh. Well, I don't know then. I don't like how that looks. Shit. It says help on it. Fuck. Okay, so I need a light bulb. We'll come back to this. There's that shirt again. Fuck. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, he just pulled his gun out. Who the fuck is in here? God damn it. Who is in here? See him. Whoa. Who's that? I see you, fucker. You son of a bitch. Oh, nice. Give me 6. Okay, we're starting to get a little bit of a stockpile. That sounds like a nurse. What the hell are they doing here? One of those black ones. They're way fucking harder. Medical record for patient MSS. Is that James's wife, Mary? Jesus! Oh, damn you. Right by this window, too. It looked safe over here, you know? God damn it. It's weird. It's it. No, it's unsettlingly quiet. Where is that? No. James, why is he not healing? Can't tell if it's the game just trying to make it difficult or if the buttons need to be. Like maybe I need to use more of that electronics cleaner. Wait a minute. I seem to recall something in there. I'm not sure if it happens now or not. What's that door? From the picture. Okay, that's unexpected. I didn't think they'd let me come out here. Oh, okay, we're behind. Whoa, what the fuck? Feathers all over the ground. I keep hearing what sounds like birds. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, there's a book. How do I get over there? Oh. Where is that? Oh, that's that little greenhouse room? Maybe I'll go safe. Kind of unsettling how he's just standing there looking at that save point. We haven't really explored in here at all. Damn it. How's that? This is kind of stressful, unsettling. I'm just like completely absorbed in this right now. Kind of hyper focused. .202. What the hell is this? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sweetest of them all? Peel away the shiny skin, see the rotting flesh within. Oh, what? Fuck. It doesn't look right. Why can't I pick? So do I have the wrong piece? Why does he keep doing that? I want to pick up this other one. Doesn't look right at all. Am I supposed to? None of these look like they fit. Huh. Stop, dude. Why can't I pick that one up? Okay, that one. What the fuck? Weird. It doesn't let me get it close enough. Whatever. Am I missing some kind of item? Okay. What is going on? Why can't I pick that one up? Whatever. Oh, maybe I don't have it. It looked like it was highlighting an item over here. Maybe I have to go find it somewhere. Okay. showing some kind of like a doll or a statue. Is it that room? Like, there was a room that was empty and it had a table like this in it. Was that behind that wall? Oh, yeah. Actually, I think this is a different room. I think. What the fuck is going on? The fuck? Oh my god. Fuck you. Come get it. Damn it! Damn it! I can't... Where the fuck is he? I can't believe I wasted that much ammo. Flower deliveries. Might have to take a break from this soon. Okay, so I went through here. Where the fuck did they come from? Whoa. The fuck happened? Didn't look like this. Shit. Did I check this? Okay, I guess I need a key. Yeah, the fucking book. I forgot about that. Where was that? Okay, so I have to find some way to get through there. This isn't it? I thought this was the greenhouse, no? Okay, I guess it's somewhere else. Oh, is this it? The hell? Can opener. Place is pretty big. Oh my god, it's so dark. Note to staff, be sure to clean up the fireplace in the conference room. I guess I should go in there too. I have a memory of being in that room. Some bad shit happening. I want to stay out here. Lone one of the east. Out of the water, safety. Out of the water's safety, now lost, out of breath. This looks so fucking awesome. I'm probably gonna save it and stop playing here in a minute. Okay, so I have to get in there and get that bulb. Just trying to look at that paper. I think it said changes in insurance policies. The paper looks super old. Okay, I think we'll stop it here. We're making decent progress. It's not bad. It's really quiet now in here. It's kind of unsettling. Let me do this. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is it's stressful, especially being so late. I keep doing this before I go to bed. It's just when it lines up. But we'll get through it. And then soon we'll be done with this one. And I'm not exactly sure, but we've got a few different projects lined up. It might be another game kind of like this, or it might be something completely different. I haven't fully decided. Like I mentioned, I was trying some emulators. And I got like Sega Saturn going and PCFX to start with. I got those two emulators and a handful of games, and it was such a pain in the ass getting that shit set up. It was not like straightforward. It wasn't just install it and you're good. It was like hours and hours of nothing working. But we finally got it to work. Cause like one of the things I want to have, I don't just want to have an emulator where you just see the image on the screen. I want it to look interesting. So I was looking for like an overlay so that it looks like an old TV. And then I was looking for like a filter or a shader so that it has that look kind of like an old TV, like with scan lines kind of, but better. And so I was getting all that stuff set up. And like I said, getting the controller to fucking work. I'm using RetroArch and I don't use it very often. I very rarely emulate anything. You know, like I dabbled with emulation like 20 years ago and basically haven't touched it since, besides trying out some PCFX stuff a few months ago on my laptop. And that's basically it. That's like pretty much the full extent of my experience emulating. And so like RetroArch is something I'm not really familiar with. And it looks like it's super feature rich and really robust, but it's like it has too many features. There's too many options. It looks like some kind of engineering tool. There's like thousands of options and it's kind of overdone in my opinion. It's like it's too much. There's too much shit in there. There's way too much shit in there. You go into like one category and it's like 1,000 pages of shit. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna make it work and I'm gonna get it going. So it might be something like that. Like Princess Crown is one of the games I was looking at on the Sega Saturn. That's a game I own. I imported that game again, like probably over just about 20 years ago. But I've never been able to play it because it was only in Japanese. But fairly recently, it got translated into English by like the fan translation community, whatever you want to call it. And it's playable now in English. And I was experimenting with that earlier. And I'm like, man, this looks so good. And I can read it now. And it's an RPG, but it's a little different than your standard RPG. It's got beautiful 2D pixel art. It's beautiful and it's super colorful and vibrant. You know, it's a game from the 90s and it looks like it and it sounds like it and it's it's going to be a breath of fresh air compared to this fucking game. That's for sure. I'm just not sure if I want to play through the whole game. You know, like some of those RPGs, they're like such a grind fest, and I get really sick of that shit. I'm not a fan of it, of those old school like 90s RPGs where you're just grinding in battles for like hundreds of hours. I'm over that shit at this point in my life. I know what it's one thing if it's something you do every day to kind of wind down, and maybe you stretch it out over months and you come home and you relax and you're just like, some people, they don't really do things actively. It's passive. You know, you're just kind of sitting there. A lot of people, right? Like they drink or they do drugs. They do stuff like that in their spare time. And then they'll put a game on and they'll just kind of passively play it while they're like, you know, consuming. And then they'll also be like watching a movie. They'll have their phone up and they'll go through a game like that for like weeks, months, and get to the end of it. And they didn't really focus all that much on it. And they were doing all this other shit with it too. And then they'll be like, dude, it was so good. It's like, it really wasn't though. Nobody else thought it was good. You maybe in your mind it was good, but it really wasn't. And like, I don't want to sit here and play like 200 hours of grinding in an RPG and recording it. That's going to be a shitty time. I've tried doing that with games like Dragon Quest. I tried playing some Dragon Quest games in the last year or two, and I get so far where I just can't take it anymore. It's like you're just grinding in these random battles for hours and hours, and it just goes on and on. It's like you're barely making any progress. And those games stretch out. Some of those games are like well over 120, 130 or more hours. And I don't want to do that. So I'm not sure because I don't know how long Princess Crown is. I'm not sure how grindy it is, how difficult it is. But it's just one of the games I was trying. But it is an RPG from the 90s. And my experience with those is that they're not always a great time. If you grew up in the 90s and you played that stuff in the 90s, in your mind, it was amazing. You go back to it now and take off those like rose tinted glasses, and it shit sucks. A lot of that stuff is trash. I've played it recently, my own game collection, and it's like, dude, fuck this. No, thank you. Yuck. Absolutely fucking not. But we'll see. I still want to try getting like Super Nintendo emulators and maybe original NES. Some of that stuff's fun to just kind of fuck around with. You know, you put on a game and play it for a little while and then try another one. Some of those NES games, for example, I haven't played an NES game in like decades. It's been a long, long time. I don't have an NES. I don't have an NES collection. I have 3 NES games. I have a sealed box of, the hell is it? I think it's called Iron Storm or Metal Storm. I don't remember the name. It's like a limited print reproduction that came out maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I don't quite recall. I had pre-ordered it back then and I didn't have an NES to play it. So I'm like, someday I'll get one and I'll have this. And I still have that sealed. And then I have a loose cart of Super Mario and Duck Hunt. I think that's what it is. And then I have a boxed copy of Milan's Secret Castle because it was a game that I always thought was mysterious and weird and interesting that I used to play at like other people's houses. I never had it. And a few years ago, I saw it on eBay for like under $20. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to get that because I want to get an NES one of these days and I want to have some stuff to play on it. But I don't have one. And so that's a console that I might look into as well, just to fuck around. Like, because when I was a kid in the 80s, you know, I would play games like Double Dragon and Castlevania, Simon's Quest, and Super Mario Brothers 3. I always wanted to, and I never had that one. The Legend of Zelda, stuff like that. And there's a lot of other games on that platform that I haven't played. You know, I watched some of Jeff Gersman's videos where he played through every single one of those North American releases. And there's some cool looking games in there. That might be something I look at just to play around with some of that stuff. You know, it's a lot of those games, they're not the kind of thing you're going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and play it for 100 hours. I'm going to try it out, probably die a couple times and be like, all right, let's move on to a different game. Like that. Sega Genesis and Sega CD is one I'm thinking about because originally on my channel, my plan was to do Sega CD and Sega Genesis because I have a CDX and I have a decent little collection of Sega CD games. And then I have a handful of Genesis cards. And I thought, man, I want, because here's the thing. I have a CRT. It's Sony Trinitron. It's one of the later models, like a 2005 model. It has component inputs. It looks real nice. And I got the Sega CDX years ago at a good price. And maybe 4 years ago, around there, I got this nice ass set of component cables for it. And I could not believe how fucking good it looked with component cables on that CRT. I never would have thought that a Sega Genesis and Sega CD games could look that good. In my mind, this shit always looked kind of grungy. But I grew up with it and I liked it. In my mind, it was always kind of grungy and not great looking. With those component cables, it was probably one of the best looking retro consoles that I've ever seen and that I own. It completely transformed it. And I wanted to do it. I wanted to do videos. I wanted to try to film it. But the Sega CDX stopped working. And so I couldn't do that. But I still have those games I wanted to play on my channel. So I thought maybe I'll get an emulator and I'll emulate some of those games. And we could still talk about it a little bit. Like I could, if I'm going to play a game I own, like Lunar the Silver Star, like I have it complete in box. Like I could get the game and we could look at it kind of. I could kind of show it on here a little bit and then we could play it. That's what I'm thinking of because that's a game I've always wanted to replay. I played it in the 90s and basically haven't played it since. It is an RPG, but it's not a nasty grind fest like Dragon Quest is. And then some of the other stuff. Maybe one of the Sonic games to check like an old school original Sonic the Hedgehog or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Those games are really cool. They're interesting. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll probably try different things. We'll mix it up. So until then, goodbye.